One night, in a California town, a robber named Rusty is forced to stop his act when he suddenly receives a call from his friend Danny. In the call, Danny told him that their best friend Reuben was in critical condition in the hospital. Without thinking, Rusty rushed there immediately. According to the doctors, Reuben had suffered a severe heart attack. To recover, he needed motivation from within himself and the full support of his friends, as Reuben no longer had a family. The illness started when he decided to build a hotel and casino in Las Vegas with an investor named Willy. Danny had warned Reuben 4 weeks earlier to be careful of Willy, who was known to manipulate documents and cheat his business partners. However, Reuben continued with the partnership. Instead of signing a profit-sharing and trust agreement, Willy forced Reuben to sign an agreement that handed over all his land and business holdings. As compensation, Reuben was only given one casino chip. Shortly after going bankrupt, Reuben suddenly suffered a heart attack. Reuben is very close to Danny and Rusty because of his past service to them. Feeling indebted, Danny and his team were furious and vowed to avenge Willy's treatment. However, Danny and Rusty decided not to act rashly. They chose to negotiate with Willy first, at least so that Willy would be willing to give Reuben a fair profit from his hotel and casino. However, when they managed to meet Willy, Danny could only remain silent when his request was rejected. Willy coldly argues that Reuben is too stupid to do business. The statement hit Danny hard, but he remained silent and left without saying anything. 6 months later, Danny decided to meet Roman, one of his colleagues who had helped him on a big mission, to become a consultant for this revenge project. Danny explained that Willy's hotel and casino had been completed on Reuben's land. The luxurious casino was specially designed for high-end gamblers from all over the world. Willy was optimistic that his casino would win a 5-diamond award from an organization that rated prestigious restaurants, hotels, and casinos. Willy prepared all the luxuries to win the award, from 5-star chefs to gold-plated equipment. However, Willy's high ego became his Achilles heel. He always kept a close eye on his properties, throwing away items he deemed unsuitable, and often firing employees simply because of their physical appearance. Even his assistant, Abigail, is notorious for her ruthless handling of the casino staff. Danny and his team's mission is not to steal money or rob Willy's property, but to destroy Willy financially. They wanted to make Willy's casino suffer a considerable loss until the treasure ran out in retaliation for what Willy had done to Reuben. Danny sets 2 primary missions. First, to thwart Willy from getting the 5-diamond award for his new casino. Second, to make sure Willy fails to reach the target profit of $500 million in the first 3 months, which is a condition for his license not to be revoked. For the first mission, Danny sent Saul, who posed as a fake reviewer. Saul arrived at the same time as the real hotel reviewer, David. Their task was to make David's stay at the hotel a very bad experience, including sabotaging David's room with the help of bribed employees. The undercover chef also made David sick to his stomach. For the second mission, Danny and his team planned to manipulate the gambling machines at Willy's casino so that gamblers can win big and the casino will suffer huge losses. However, Willy's casino security system is highly sophisticated, using AI to detect cheating. The system cannot be turned off, even during a power outage, and anyone who tries to access it illegally will be trapped in the control room. Danny had an idea to temporarily turn off the AI system. They planned to send Willy a gift of a cell phone fitted with a special device to disrupt the AI signal. In addition, they would create an artificial earthquake by using a drill under the casino. This earthquake was designed to be felt only inside the building so that the AI system would shut down for 3 minutes. If all these plans succeed, Willy's casino will suffer huge losses, and its license could be revoked. However, in the middle of the mission, the drill used to create the earthquake suddenly broke, and they had to buy a new drill for $36 million. Ultimately, they were forced to ask their former enemy, Terry, for help borrowing the money. The mission is complicated and full of risks, but Danny and his team are confident that they can destroy Willy and restore Reuben's rights with solid cooperation. Terry looked relaxed as the matter between them was settled. He lends the money, but with a few conditions. First, anyone who tries to cheat will be killed. Second, Terry will take all profits from the mission. Third, because Terry also has a grudge against Willy, he asks Danny's gang to rob the 5-diamond award diamond necklace worth a total of $250 million. However, the jewelry would belong to Danny and company, as Terry only wanted to make his competitors lose. They immediately searched for the best route to the 5-diamond storage room at the top of Willy's casino tower. The room could be accessed easily if they blew up the tiles just below it, which were located just across the elevator shaft. However, they had to know the tiles' thickness before blowing them up. The only way to measure the thickness of the tiles was to stick a measuring device underneath the tiles, which could only be reached through an air duct from one of the super luxury rooms. They gave the task to Yen and Linus. When they arrived at the hotel, they were greeted by Abigail. Yen pretended to be a famous property businessman from China who wanted to gamble at Willy's casino to stay in the super luxury room. But because their disguise looked suspicious, Abigail had reported it to the FBI. It turned out that the FBI agent contacted was Bob, Linus's biological father, who, of course, would help make this mission run smoothly. After they had checked the thickness of the tiles, Reuben finally realized. He immediately met Rusty, Danny, and the rest of the team. They had a long discussion, including with Terry. They decided to enter the jewelry room more safely. Linus would tease Abigail into using a code he knew. Abigail would take him to the 5-diamonds jewelry room. Meanwhile, in Mexico, Turk and Virgil, who were also part of the gang, managed to break into the factory where Willy's dice were produced. They put a special powder into the dough so the dice could be controlled remotely using a prepared device. The goal was for the gamblers who used the dice to keep winning and bankrupt Willy's casino. At the same time, Terry came to Willy's casino and immediately met Willy and his assistant, Abigail, to congratulate them. Shortly after, special cell phones for Abigail and Willy arrived. They didn't realize that Danny had shipped the 2 phones to hack the AI system in Willy's casino. All members are ready in their respective positions when the grand opening event begins. Danny entered the casino as a regular gambler and invited the big gamblers to play. Frank, their partner, who disguised himself as a casino employee, was busy setting up special gambling machines that had been modified. Special dice also began to be distributed to the gambling tables, so the players could continue winning. Yen, undercover, became one of the big gamblers there. Meanwhile, Turk and Virgil, who pretended to be hotel officials, were seen evicting David, the real hotel reviewer, because his stay had exceeded the booked limit. After that, they head to the system room and install a chip that can be detonated remotely. Shortly after, FBI agent Bobby arrives, pretending to arrest one of the people there on charges of hacking gambling machines. With that person arrested, Roman takes advantage of Willy's workers' negligence to install the hacked machine onto the gambling tables. However, he can't execute it because the AI system runs normally. Rusty then entered the casino with Reuben, whose condition had improved considerably. Linus was finally taken to the jewelry room. There, Linus set off the explosives without Abigail realizing it. Terry monitored the action from his room. Meanwhile, at the FBI office, another officer who was unaware of Bobby's plan had pocketed the identities of all members of Danny's plot from the fingerprints attached to the hacked gambling machine. The data is immediately sent to a computer in Willy's room. While Turk and Virgil are editing their photos from the FBI in real time, Danny sends one of his men into Willy's room to distract attention by wearing an acrobat costume.
End to end. It's all right, miss you.
Rusty then inserted coins into one of the hacked slot machines. After a few coins, he deliberately left one last coin for the next player. The woman who played after him hit the jackpot immediately. Everyone in the casino immediately applauded, and the woman was utterly shocked and happy that the win was legitimate. The special dice and roulette balls that Danny's men had arranged began to be distributed, making it easy for gamblers to win. Turk and Virgil began drilling under the casino, causing a small earthquake that damaged the AI system. Willy rushed to the control room, but didn't realize that he was carrying a cell phone that Danny had hacked. The AI system installed in Willy's casino was finally damaged, and within 3 minutes and 20 seconds, the gamblers managed to drain the casino as much as possible. After the system was reactivated, Virgil turned on the drill again, causing a stronger earthquake in the casino. As a result, everyone panicked and flocked out to save themselves while carrying all their winning chips that would later be cashed in. The casino went into total bankruptcy. Amid panic, Abigail and Linus are visited by Bobby, an FBI agent and Linus's biological father. Bobby pretends to arrest Linus, who is suspected of infiltration. They plan to exchange real 5 diamonds jewelry for fake ones. After the stunt, Linus and Bobby take the elevator to the helipad on the roof of the building. Terry monitored everything from his room.
Linus, I hate to break this up, but did you make the switch?
Linus reports to Danny that the real 5 diamonds have been successfully exchanged and secured in his vest. Terry, who has planned the betrayal, orders Francois to make his move. The helicopter arrives. Francois appears, shoots Linus, takes the jewelry, then jumps off the building and escapes by parachute.
What the hell?
Bobby remains calm, and Linus attaches the helicopter hook to the helipad floor. Despite the massive loss, Willy is still confident that his casino will win the 5 Diamonds award. Before leaving, Danny informed him that about $500 million had been lost, not only from customer chips, but also from the theft of 5 pieces of 5 Diamonds jewelry that had been lifted by helicopter. Willy could only stare at his precious treasure being taken away. On the other hand, Francois, who had landed, realized that the 5 diamonds he had taken were fake. Danny had secretly prepared a scenario by putting the fake jewelry in Linus's vest, while the real ones were still in place and had been transported by helicopter. Danny gave Reuben a sweet surprise: a 4.6-hectare plot of luxury real estate to replace his land that had been seized by Willy. Reuben was very grateful to his friends. Danny's gang gets a considerable share from selling the original $250 million 5 diamonds. Danny meets Terry in his office and reveals that he knew Terry was a traitor. Terry told Francois to steal the 5 diamonds, Danny prepares a plan by leaving fake jewelry in Linus's vest for Francois to steal, while the real ones are lifted by helicopter. As punishment, Danny donates all the money Terry borrowed for the vacation to an orphanage in Terry's name. Terry couldn't protest because his plan was exposed, and he would get a bad name if he withdrew the donation. Danny and Rusty watch the show at the airport. The other members have gone their separate ways and live their own lives. Linus says goodbye as he gets a new, more legal project from his father. Danny goes home to see his wife. Rusty returns to meet his girlfriend. The movie ends.